National Orientation Agency, Rivers State. Our mandate is to communicate government policies, programs and activities to the people and entertain feedback and support for government policies, programs and activities.
To consistently raise awareness, provide timely, credible feedback, positively change attitudes, values and behaviors, accurately, adequately inform, sufficiently mobilize citizens to act in ways to promote peace, harmony and national development.
It is also the vision of the National Orientation Agency to develop a Nigerian society that is orderly, responsible, and disciplined, where citizens demonstrate core values of honesty, hard work, and patriotism, where democratic principles and ideals are upheld, and where peace and social harmony reign.
Remember, change begins with you.
COVID-19 is real.
Stay safe and take responsibility.
This is
National Orientation Agency, Rivers State.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome to NOA Rivers State Dialogue. The internet revolution and the advent of mobile phone technology in the country has brought in many benefits, but has also posed unintended risk to the society, evident in increasing surge in cybercrime, internet fraud such as Yahoo, advanced fee fraud, hacking, character defamation, and many others. These practices have affected families. It has caused social vices, caused fear, panic, sorrow among citizens. It has also led to financial and investment losses in the country. And quite unfortunately, these practices are mostly carried out by our youths. How can we save our youths from these crimes and restore the dignity of the human person and Nigeria as a whole? Our topic for today is on the socio-economic implications of internet fraud. And I have wonderful guests in the studio this morning. At the middle, I have Mrs. ETOKAKPAN. She's the editor-in-chief of AFRIQUE. AFRIQUE magazine, is it?
Yes.
And news. Yeah, you're welcome. She was here last week, and for popular demand, she's here. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, NOA. I greatly appreciate the opportunity given me.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
My pleasure. It's up for development, so
Yeah, thank you.
we also celebrate NOA, by the way, for the work you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have to my immediate left, Comrade ELLAH Darlington. He's of the Youth Initiative for Empowerment, Leadership and Development.
Thank you very much. I must say it's a pleasure being here with you.
Yeah.
This is my first time of being in this particular segment, and I must say that I've been watching from afar and I'm actually excited with the way things have been going on. I must say very, very good. It's a very, very good one from the NOA Rivers State.
Thank you.
Please keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. I have to my extreme left, Mr. Ike Donald. He's the founder of Purpose Driven Nation Builders.
Wow, good morning, madam. It's so much a pleasure to be here. I want to celebrate the team and, of course, NOA for this beautiful program. I believe that there's a lot of impact the program is having already, and today's own is going to be a powerful one because I'm expecting so much feedback that will be positive.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much again for honoring our invitation to be here. I'm going to start from the youth in the house because from popular saying that these activities or the topic we're talking about today, this Yahoo is mostly carried out by our youth. So what is internet fraud? Or would you call it cybercrime?
Okay.
What is it?
I think the term internet fraud has been given so many names.
Okay.
Over time, you can call it Yahoo, you can call it internet fraud, you can call it cybercrime. But I think everybody's still talking about the same thing.
Okay.
So the term internet fraud basically deals with activities that go on in the internet space, which are perpetrated by people who have ill intentions, people who practically want to, let's say, extort another person, basically for their own personal or financial gain. So that's the basic meaning of internet fraud. It can happen in different means, most times people just picture it to just online, basically online. But most times it's not just online; it's also offline. So, however it is, it just involves people, will I say, extorting others of whatever they have, whether money, information, and all that, just for their own personal benefits.
You mentioned offline. What does that mean?
Okay. I think when you're talking about offline, you talk about people one-on-one contact with somebody, basically for the same aim or for the same purpose, still to defraud them of their belongings or their information or their money. Understand? That's what I mean when I say offline.
Okay. Okay. Now we know that when with the advent of internet, and all that, I believe that there are also good parts of it. With the revolution, of the internet, we also have the good part of it. So what happens? Why let me ask you, why the sudden, tilt towards internet fraud?
Well, that's because that's where the world is playing right now. So we know that the internet has made the world a global village, and so that's where everybody is. The banks are there, you are there, and there, all the organizations are there. Nowadays, it's not so easy to come to your house to rob you, because cybercrime, internet, or whatever we call it, is robbery. It's stealing. So they no longer need to come to your house to steal your money. They steal it online from the internet. So that's why they are there. Just because you are there to promote your business, I'm there to promote my business, they are also there to engage in their business.
And
which is robbery.
Yes, which is robbery. Yes, let's not just give it so much of a big name. It's robbery, like you said. It's robbery. And I there was someone I was with once, and he said, is it not better for these boys to do this thing than to go out there to rob? But I want to thank you for making that statement. Internet fraud is robbery.
It's robbery.
So our youths out there that are watching right now, it is robbery. You don't need to hold a gun, or go to somebody's house with a gun to rob. It is robbery. So what categories of people are involved in this?
Well, the truth is, it's not just the youth. We also have the adult. But you see, these people are in the category of the class of people I call the polluted minds. The mind is so powerful. It can create and can also destroy. They've decided to use the part of the mind that destroys. Because, of course, the mind on its own, it's not negative, it's not positive. It's basically how you have been able to build it. The information you've loaded into the mind, it's exactly what you're going to produce, what you're going to recreate. Okay? Over time, you see, these people have been able to grow throughout their while they're growing up from the same society. Okay? But one thing is certain, they've not been able to understand that the same mind you use in creating negative things can also be used to create the positive. Just that the belief system that they created over the years has been in this manner that the good to have money, of course, all of this boils down to wealth creation. That it takes time to create wealth. So the only means to get it fast or quick is to do the other part of it, which is the negative part or the illegal part. All right, not knowing that the pain you're going to actually incur while building this wealth before you enjoy it at the end of the day is going to still meet you at the end of this period you've used to build illegal wealth. Because yes, definitely the pain, you dodge the main pain, you're going to meet the real one at the end of the road.
I like that line of thought.
Exactly. If they start thinking it in this direction, I know that evil is emotional. Yes, it's emotional. And once the devil is able to, let me bring that part of it, because we know who brings bad thing and all of that. But I will hide that one a little. But once people are able to buy the negative information, okay, that pleads to their carnal soul. All right, they tend to run with it, not knowing the consequences at the end of the day.
Okay.
So I'm actually saying the reason why both the old and the young are involved in internet fraud is because they really don't understand the beauty of delayed gratification that you get while building. You know, it's beautiful to build. But the one you feel, which is the internet fraud, you thought you're building, not knowing that you are destroying someone's own, and in turn, yours will be destroyed.
Okay, I like that. So now, comrade, what's the driving force behind this?
Okay.
Behind such practices?
I think all this, everything that has created impact has a beginning. Definitely also has an end, like I said.
Okay.
And the truth is this: whoever has been engaged in internet fraud or whatever has a motive. And I think the motive is simply the fact that everybody wants to get things quickly. That's just their motive. And most times, well, I say everybody is affected by peer influence, no matter the age, no matter the size, no matter the level. That's why when most people are putting it to the youth alone, it's wrong. Because there are other persons who are involved in it that are not youths.
But what's the percentage? Let's go back to that.
Okay.
The percentage of people involved in this kind.
Okay, it can be assumed that the percentage of people that are involved in percentage of youths that are involved are greater than the elders. Yes.
It's over 60%.
Yes. It can be assumed.
I want to say 80%.
No, I think 80 is overrated. You're overrating your so I think 60% is just very, very perfect for it. But the thing is this: it all came, let's say, with the events of the ITC. People getting involved in the information technology. You understand? So everybody is just about how they can get wealth quick. So they forgot the positive part of it.
Okay.
Understand? And also started creating the negative part of it. But why they are also creating the negative part of it? If you've observed, there are those who are still focusing on the positive part of it. In the sense that whenever there is a problem, there's always a solution. And one thing I understand that has kept me from engaging in certain things is the fact that my own motive is different from theirs.
Okay.
They have an illegal motive to rob somebody of their money. I have a motive to solve problems and make money. That's what I believe in. Solving problems to make money. Internet fraudsters are there to create problems for businesses, individuals, industries, but you also have those who have gone into cyber security to also solve that same issue. While others are thinking of the negative part of it, they are going to equip themselves. You understand? And from what I read some days ago, I think the pay normally, or the budget, the annual budget of countries for cyber security increases daily. Meaning that as the case of internet fraud is increasing, so is the value of internet cyber security experts also increasing. And that was why, as North National PRO, I held a program concerning cyber security. Make wealth, but you don't show it off too much. No, they don't. You understand? So I've met a lot of cyber security experts. I know how much most of them make, just because of the rise in internet fraud. Now, businesses that don't even care, or that were not even into getting cyber security experts, now they are so concerned. Every small business now that does their thing online, because now it looks as if the whole pattern of life is focused online. Everybody lives online. Every single thing you do online. If you're not online, it's as if you're not going in this world.
Exactly.
So based on that fact, based on the fact that you know that everything, your reputation, your life is online, you tend to look for mediums to protect. So you must look for a cybersecurity expert to help you. So
I'd like to come to you, Mrs. Ivy. You know, I want to ask that same question. In your own, what's your take on that? What's the driving force behind these crimes? Because, you know, you mentioned something, that people are not ready to wait, to work and wait for that reward. You know, they want this instant gratification, sudden wealth and quest. What is the force behind all of this?
The force behind it is simple laziness. Simple laziness. So you feel that that's a quick way.
Okay.
Whereas it's not a quick way. And just like my brother here said, when you look at it, the effort you put, you know, sometimes when you battle them online, you begin to even wonder, what's all this? You know, because we battle them now and then. And then you're like, okay, why don't you just put this, your energy, you know, into some other thing? In my own company, our website was hacked twice. You know, at the point when the website was high, you know. And I'm like, what are they going to do with this? At most, they will have possession of the website for a certain time. Abi? After that, the hosting, or what do we call it, will expire. You know, and all of that. So it's just laziness, unfortunately. And like the other young man said, when you check it, it can't possibly give them the kind of money they would use to maintain a lifestyle.
Exactly.
So what's the point? And then nowadays, everybody is aware, or well, there's a high percentage of awareness as to the modus operandi of these people. So I don't even get, their days are numbered. Their days are numbered, which really is not even quick money, you know.
Okay.
Lots of ingenuity, you know, placement of ingenuity. You are so gifted, you're so talented. Why don't you turn it to problem solving?
Okay.
Most of these young men or women don't know who they are even. So you want to employ them, you know, come and do genuine work, you know, be an IT analyst, you know, there are all these things they do. They are too lazy to come to work. They would rather be online trying to steal
one thing or the other. Okay. You have anything to add to that, Sister?
Yes. Let me use the word mental laziness.
Okay.
Yes, because I've had interactions with these people.
Okay.
I mentor young people, all right, and there's this guy who came around and he requested I should mentor him, and we started the process. So oftentimes when it comes to the office while we're doing trainings, he'll be sleeping. I'm like, Dad, why that you like sleeping when we're teaching? He says, sir, you don't understand. I'm reading all through the night. I said, which exam are you writing with? He said, no, don't worry, I'll tell you. So I kept talking to him until a day he came to me and said, sir, let me tell you the truth. I'm into Yahoo. Wow. I said, but look at what you're doing, look at what you're doing, look at what you're doing. Why are you not, why are you not happy with this other part side of your business and all of that? And he said, the only one that has paid me very well is Yahoo. And I asked him a question. The money you got from the Yahoo, why is your life still like this? If you have made so much money, if you have made some money from the Yahoo, why have you not changed levels? Why are you still the same way? And you're spending the whole night and all of that. But you see, one of the things, the major, aside laziness, the major foundational reason are loss of values. Wrong value system. Wrong value system. Because these guys work. Oh, they spend sleepless nights. They do a whole lot of work. It's not easy to do someone of his hard-earned money online, except this new means now that they're using to invade people's privacy. Like my wife, her Facebook page was hacked some weeks ago. How did they manage to get to her Facebook page? They called her and said, "Are you Mrs. Fonosho?" She said, "Yes." Okay, the group that you're in, your pastor said that there's a program that he's about doing, but you need to use this link and click so you can get. Since she, okay, yes, it's become, and she just said, okay, she will do that. She will click to join, and they called her again, as in they are trying to work on her emotions. So because of church, so she didn't really check. She didn't get to read through, so she just clicked. That was how her whole Facebook page was reset. All right. So what am I saying? Wrong value systems. And you see, you can't operate with the wrong value systems and have your life intact or have your growth pattern correct. It's not possible. You're also going to enjoy, and when you're enjoying the people's suffering, you're also going to, then you're not going to enjoy. You're going to go through the pain of what is going to come to you. the other part again, which I see that we need to really help most of them. You see, what we promote in the society.
Okay.
See, this thing is killing. Imagine you and I were in church, and this brother, because he has money, and I don't, I'm working hard. He just came up at the altar, and you give him an award for consistency and hard work in service. And I'm wondering, is it because I don't have money?
Okay.
You see, this one is a key factor.
Exactly.
When you appreciate people, when you celebrate them because of the wealth they have, or the things that they surround themselves with, they've acquired, without finding exactly what is the source of this wealth. You see, the society promotes these people.
Okay.
We celebrate them. So the young ones, they also want to be celebrated. Everybody has that thing inside of him that wants to be celebrated. So when he sees this other person, so you see, most times it's not really the money. They are seeing themselves being marginalized mentally.
Okay.
And they are saying, no, I'm better than this. I must do something. If this guy can do it, then let me do it. And all of a sudden they go to them and say, sir, how far now? How did you get this thing? After so much pestering and all of that, they say, okay, let me show you. And they say, Yahoo.
We'll be right back. We'd like to go to Akuputoru local government area where we have Mr. Abiye Senibo standing by.
Thank you, presenter, for having me. Today, the National Orientation Agency NOA River State Dialogue is discussing the topic, the socio-economic implication of internet fraud. We went out to town to seek the opinion of people. And joining me here is the vicar of St. Augustine Anglican Church. He is Dr. Boma Briggs. Sir, you're welcome to NOA River State Dialogue.
Thank you.
What's your take on the topic, socio-economic effects of internet fraud?
The socio-economic effect or implications of internet fraud cannot be overemphasized. Here in Abonima, Akulga, even taking a good look at the globe internationally, it has caused pain to many families. It has caused cries to many families. It has brought economic activities down to a reasonable extent. For example, here on this street where we are now, a few months ago, a woman's head was brought in a bag by young boys. When they caught them, the end result of it is that they were asked to bring it for rituals for their internet business. And looking at it, life is at stake. The economic system is not moving forward. People need to be re-educated on what internet fraud is all about, and to also understand that the economic implications to a reasonable extent are disastrous, not friendly.
Thank you, sir. My name is Abiye Senimo. I am reporting from Abonima, headquarters of Akuputoru local government, for NOA River State Dialogue. Thank you. Over to you, Mrs. Esanjo Merishad Alide.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Abiye. Thank you, Mr. Abiye Senibo from Akuputoru local government area. And before we go on to talk about what he had just said, we're going to go to Abua Odua local government area where we have Mr. Ben Uturu standing by.
Good morning, Mrs. Halliday. This is Ben Owai Uturu, reporting from Abua Odua local government area, central, precisely the headquarters of the LGA. I am the Chief Orientation and Mobilization Officer of the LGA. This morning we are reporting on the issue, the socio-economic implication of internet fraud. To do justice to this topic this morning is Mr. Henry Joseph. Mr. Henry Joseph is an engineer. He's here to discuss the subject matter with us. Engineer, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. My pleasure. Yes, when we talk about internet fraud or cybercrime, it has a highly negative impact on any economy. Now, for one thing, it damages the image of the country. And if an economy's image is battered because of cybercrime, you come to see that investors become scared of investing in such a place. and as such, it affects negatively the macro economy of that country. And that one is that it incurs monetary losses. I won't say monetary losses, it's not just the cash flow alone, also intellectual property and third-party liability. There are some persons who maybe it is their name or their banks or one thing or other that they use in executing such crimes. So that these persons pay high price for what they don't know. And at the point that the reputation is what? Damaged. Then finally, it retards financial inclusion. Financial inclusion means a process whereby an individual or a business can access acceptable financial services such as banking, such as loans, such as equity. Now, if cybercrime is high in a particular area or country, see that those who hold these funds will not inject this fund into the society, and as such, it impacts the economy negatively.
Thank you, engineer, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Mrs. Holiday, over to you at the studios.
Thank you, Mr. Benuturu from Abua Odua local government area. We had the first respondent there where he said, and you know, this leads us to Yahoo Plus. You know, Yahoo Plus. There are different names for it right now. You know, there are different names of, you know, just reading about it, I was scared this morning that people go to this extent. And imagine that man saying that just a month ago or a few days ago, somebody was caught with a woman's head in a bag. And when they were interviewed, he said they were going to use it for rituals to be able to catch the maga. And there's one, what is maga?
Okay.
It's the victim, right?
Yeah, the victim.
Oh,
I believe that is the victim.
Okay, you believe that the victim, okay. Because I believe you are into internet.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the difference between Yahoo and Yahoo Plus?
Okay.
And the other names they call it?
Okay. The truth is that, first of all, must agree and understand that not every ritual killing is Yahoo. Related. Okay. Because most time people are trying to now refine everything and make it look as if all they are doing is for ritual and it's for Yahoo and all that. Okay. We must accept the fact that people, yes, of the fact, those engaged in cyber fraud or cybercrime or Yahoo or anything, they go to an extent based on their level of desperation. They are ready to go to an extent where they get involved in some fetish things, get involved in killing people just to ensure that whatever they do goes through. Most times they might not even necessarily be killing, it might actually be some other things they need to do. Maybe bring the belly of a goat and some other things, different things that people do, engage in just to get that. But there are those who also engage in those things who are not actually for you. Most will do it out of wickedness. You understand? Most will do it out of envy, and some other, they have different reasons why they do it. Then, going back to your question, the issue of Yahoo and Yahoo Plus, yes, I believe what the media has made us to believe, and because I think most of the information we get is from the media, it's from the internet. So what they made us to believe is that when you're talking about Yahoo, it means the cyber crime or the internet fraud that does not involve any extra activity or any extra implication or any extra duty or any spiritual implication or physical implication or whatever, going extra lengths to get the money does not involve that. That's what we talk about Yahoo. Now when you bring it into Yahoo Plus, it means going the extra mile, both physically, spiritually, mentally, and otherwise, to ensure that you attain somebody's sweat or somebody's wealth illegally. So that's what the internet has made us to understand, that whoever is doing, but most times what I've observed is that there are people that are even doing the same thing, killing people, just to get the money, and they still don't get anything. That's what people are yet to understand. There are those who engage in it. I think the year where it was more rampant, I think that was in the year 2020, if I'm not mistaken, where people go mad almost every time. I think also in the early part of 2021 too, where people girls are found to either be engaged in or following Yahoo boys. They are either found dead or they are found mad or one or two other things happen. But the question where people get to ask is that why is it that these people, you've seen that following this kind of person will lead you to death.
So why follow?
Okay. But because of how themselves they are also
greedy for the wealth.
You understand, to make the wealth. So that's to show that greed is in almost everybody. Everybody engages in one level of greed or the other. You understand? That's to show that. So most people are even saying that okay, I'm doing Yahoo, but I'm not doing Yahoo Plus. They're trying to justify themselves.
Why they have to do? But it's robbery, like you said. It's robbery. So where did we get it wrong exactly? Where did we get it wrong?
Well, madam, where we got it wrong is all of us. We have said this before. There's no point shying away from it. You know, going through the comments, somebody said, I was reading some things and all of that. In Europe, they do internet fraud. I mean, I think he came from there, by the way. The hacking and hackers. I mean, they are the ones who taught the ones here. And all of it. In other parts of the world, especially in Europe, it's an intelligence game. I want to show that I am intelligent enough to hack into your system, no matter how secure it is. But here, especially in Nigeria, it's all about the show off. It's all about the show off. Just like my brother said here, you know, in an organization, be it a church, be it an office, be it, you know, any kind of space, you see people, you know, tending towards wealth or a display of wealth, as opposed moderation, you know, as opposed to moderation. And you know, not everybody is strong spiritually to say that, well, I am who I am. I don't care what you think about me. I know who I am. I carry myself and I carry myself well. Not everybody has that strength. So some people, just like you said, say, oh yeah, if not so, we go show we are able. And so everybody goes to the market, you know, to try to show power, try to show strength. So, okay, somebody will say, is that a reason for, you know, I mean, is it because for that reason? No, it's not really because, but it will help if we redirect our energies, our lifestyles, the way we do and the way we judge people. If you have friends, you are friends, 5 friends, you know, one person is actually very buoyant, the other 2 are average earners, and 2 are not so doing well. How do you treat one another? Young people, old people, all of us, men, women, how do we treat ourselves? How do we treat ourselves? You know, these are the issues for me.
So and I think that the social media has also not helped, because these boys out there, when they get this wealth, they flaunt it, you know, online for their people. Like you said, if you have 2, 3 friends and one, you know, is wealthy or is doing well, and then the other 2, maybe they don't also know how you have labored to get your own wealth, but they see these things out there. You know,
I will excuse social media, because before social media there was just the community space. Before the social media, there was no social media now, like a few years ago. But these things still occurred. Robberies occurred, ritual killers occurred, 419. Remember that time it was 419. Or whatever. When there was a time when Nigeria had quite some celebrated fraudsters. We don't want to mention names here now. That time there was no internet. There was no internet, but they found ways to tell Oyibo man that my father is the king of Nigeria. I can sell you an airport. Yes, now I can sell you an airport, and I will say, really? Yes, in Africa, sell you an airport. Blah blah. They now show the person picture of an airport. Blah blah. They now come to Nigeria, do a video, behave as if the airport is actually their own. The greedy European or wherever, and the greedy Nigerian here collaborate and they guide each other. According to our local parlance, they guide each other, and before you know it, you begin to hear stories like this man scammed this other person of $40 million. We've had those incidents now in the early 80s. There was no internet that time now. There was no social media that time. Yeah, it was just some people, and They are the people who have, because everything has generational, everything replicates now. So that generation, that was their style. Everybody works with what is available.
Now, with the way it is right now, everybody is talking about Yahoo Plus. We hear a lot of these ritual killings and unimaginable social vices, where you hear a child would rape the mother. We hear all these things.
It's the desperation.
Unimaginable things. These things were not heard in the past.
No, they were not heard, but did they exist?
Did they really exist?
They existed now.
Yes, they existed.
They existed now. They existed. Back in the day, back when it was just newspapers that we used to know what's happening, and maybe soft news magazines, like they called those kind of magazines, news platforms as at that time. We hear story now of somebody who used a towel to close his mother's face. The mother disappeared. Then before you know it, money came out. Is it because this on rape? You say this on rape? No. The social media, the space, the internet space is just bringing us closer.
Okay.
It would be wrong in my view for us to put the blame on that space.
Okay.
No. Why? Other different environments are using their spaces the way they like.
Okay.
The Black Lives Matter. It was the social space that they used. Nowadays, the other day, a young girl, even a friend's child went missing. And she was missing. And she was missing for close to 4 weeks. It was that continuous noise on social media that made somebody identify her somewhere in this city where nobody abducted her, nothing, and brought her back. So let's not place the blame on social media. Let's place it where it ought to be placed, on ourselves.
Okay, so let me take some. We have a lot of comments coming in. Let me take some of them while we just listen to it and see how we can respond to it. I have from Peter Ikabie. He said negligent misstatement, dubious inclination leading to economic loss is a tout and a crime. Notably, government should confiscate property gotten from internet fraud proceeds when found guilty. Kobani said, let us encourage dignity of labor as a solution to quick money. Adus Glad says parents should be held responsible for the poor foundation of their children who involved in this internet fraud. Chinwe Okwara says internet fraud has very negative impact on socio-economic development of our country. It destroys the image of a country and discourages investors. A patriotic citizen should not engage in this act. Thank you. Peter Ikabie says again, over the years, the Economic and Financial Crime Commission has been arresting internet fraud suspects without recourse to the cause of the menace that has been deep into the fabric of Nigerian society. Thank you, Rosemary Abehad, for watching. Y Brigade Scanner Command. It says, do not click on links or open any attachments or pop-up screens from sources you are not familiar with. Thank you, Y Brigade. Thank you, Joma. Obaro says, we jump the gun when we seek to x-ray the implications of a matter without identifying its causative factors that are embedded in our psyche as a people. A society obsessed with all things crisp and flashy is naturally a fertile ground for shrewd and fraudulent behavior. When the dignity of labor is sacrificed on the altar of unmerited favor, work becomes a burdensome exercise, and crime is a natural outcome. Ours is a desperate society that is spoiled by varying degrees of crime, some dirty, others trendy, all to our common detriment. Everybody is poised to hammer, and the law nails selectively. Kudos to NOA for attempting to address this matter. I think that's a good one there. Yeah, I'd like you to comment on that. I have also from Abihad to say internet fraud has destroyed many nations, so it should be discouraged, and our people, both young and old, should change their attitudes for a better country. Adus Glass says internet fraud has affected the socio-economic activities as citizens have started losing confidence in the banking industry, where you have a lot of people, hacking into banks. Adam Nu Moses says, great job, NOA River State, watching from Benue State. Thank you. Agbochime Deborah also watching from Benue State. thank you for viewing live with us, streaming live with us this morning. I have Samuel Achiba, the country. Okay. By the Yahoo Plus.
What they are now stealing, you heard one of the posts that you read. Many of them ends up committing suicide.
Yeah.
It's not capital punishment. What's capital punishment? That they kill you.
Okay.
You're killed for what the crime you've committed.
Yeah.
All right. So they should also be given the same.
Okay.
But you see, this thing is serious more than even what we're saying.
Exactly.
More than what we're saying, because I go to secondary schools, and I see how many of them look at me when I talk, as if I'm coming from another planet. Like, bros, this thing when you talk, so we know I'm. Why? Because like he was saying that those who make money from Yahoo, they tend to flaunt the money, they show off and all of that. It's true, because those who create wealth, they follow through a process, and that process does not warrant you to flaunt wealth and all of that. It's not possible. That you've created wealth, you created with the value system you've built and the one you deliver to the society, and you start wasting that. You don't waste it. But those who steal wealth are prone to waste it because they didn't work for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. They didn't go through. Those money didn't come from a value-based process, okay, that is sustainable. So as long as that is not coming from that angle, they will definitely waste it. Okay. So the young ones, I heard of a story where 3 teenagers went to school from the house. Okay, they said they didn't go to school. They entered the vehicle going, "Mommy, we are not coming back again. We have gone to hustle." What are they going for? Yahoo. You're going to do Yahoo.
Yeah, because I heard there's now a training school. I heard there's
true, because more evil things are already going on regarding this issue called internet fraud. Okay, so the government has a whole lot of role to play. I see people where I stay, a lot of, forgive me, some boys there, even the what do you call this former SARS. The current one now. I don't know what they call them. You will find them around there because a lot of young boys that are into Yahoo are living in those areas. Alright, so you always find them. But the problem is, when you catch them, what do you do with them? You take your own part and you let them go to continue.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're not stopping the issue. Alright, the problem is still there. We must solve it from the foundational level. And I thank what you're doing, okay, what the organization is doing, and what other organizations, NGOs are doing. A lot of young people, right as I speak to you, are already denouncing Yahoo. But we need to do more. We need to empower these people to do what they're supposed to do. Government agency that are supposed to monitor these people are supposed to be empowered, and the right persons and should lead such agencies.
Okay. We're going to be back. We would like to go to Boni local government area where we have Mr. Iwarilama Brown standing by.
Good morning, Jumi. Good morning, viewers. My name is Iwarilama Brown, Chief Community Orientation and Mobilization Officer, Boni local government area of National Orientation Agency. With me here to talk about the socio-economic implication of internet fraud is no other person than Mr. George Brown. Mr. George Brown here is a public affairs analyst and also a businessman. Mr. George Brown, what do you think are the socioeconomic implications of internet fraud?
The implications of internet fraud is quite vast, it's quite broad, but basically the impact is on majorly the image of the country externally, and of course the economic impact is that it hinders businesses, legitimate businesses in the country to thrive. It also stifles industry and commercial activities. That is the negative economic impact that such behaviors has endeared to our country, and of course the negative image that Nigerians are known for. Okay, basically these are not the things that we are very good at. It's just a few people that are into this, and it is considered to be our tag and image.
Okay, thank you. Briefly, can you just tell us the way forward to curb this menace?
Sensitization, all strata of society, from secondary school down to tertiary institutions, go to motor parks and all that. Churches and mosques should also help go a long way in sensitizing people, because the bulk of the people that are into internet fraud are young people. They're mostly young people.
Thank you very much for your input, Mr. George Brown. Over to you, Mrs. Richard Sajumi Haliday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Iwarilama Brown from Bonny local government area. We're going all the way to Kana local government area, where we have Mr. Misha standing by.
You are once again welcome to NOA Dialogue. This week we are featuring a very serious topic that is of global concern, and I'm talking about the topic that has to do with internet fraud. Here to do justice to this issue is John Ayeku. Mr. John, you are welcome to the interview. So, what can you say about internet fraud? What can you tell at least an ordinary man, a layman, to understand of a layman? What is an internet fraud?
Internet fraud is stealing using the internet. Okay, so you have the so-called Yahoo or Yahoo Plus boys and women, young women getting involved in it. So what they do, they use the internet and they deprive people of their hard-earned money.
Okay. So now, having talked about that, what are the economic, socio-economic implications of this internet fraud?
So socially, it affects both the youth of the society of Nigeria, and it also affects the person that got scammed. Okay, because the youth are seen in a very negative image, which is very bad, and also the person who suffered the loss tend to may face very grave challenges, because they lost money. Some of those monies are their savings for years and months and months. So it makes them to lose whatever they wanted to use the money for. So it deprives them of that social benefit of saving capital.
Thank you. Over to you, Mrs. Sajumu Richard Haliday.
Thank you, Mr. Mishak from Kana local government area. We had those comments there. You know, I like to take one someone is asking a question, or well, not really a question. He said, what is the government of Edo State doing about the Yahoo Academy existing there? You know, I'm just hearing this, you know, that there is a Yahoo Academy existing there. So what is the role? I know our time is really running up. What's the role? Are there different stakeholders to address this issue? And what are their roles? I want to start with you as a mother. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, for me, we talk about different stakeholders. Remember that we are in a country where we provide almost everything for ourselves, unfortunately. Therefore, I don't know who you want to come and bail the cats. I don't know who we are going to wait for, if not ourselves. You know, the same way we put a borehole in our compounds to provide water for ourselves, we buy generator to ensure that we have light, because we know that if we do not do that, we probably will not have electricity. That same way, I will advise us to take responsibility for ourselves. Protect yourself online. Especially, somebody said they hack banks. They don't have the banks. It's me and you that they come and hack. They have access. Do they have banks? They have
personal account.
Yes, now our personal account, because you have opened the window. You have opened the door for them to come in. So when on your WhatsApp group they drop that post to say that click Mercedes is giving free messages to 50 first clickers, leave it.
Exactly.
If you want message, because you first of all think Mercedes-Benz will give 50 messages. What the cost of one Mercedes is how much? When you know the cost of one Mercedes, yourself you will calculate. So 50 messages. What did we do that Mercedes-Benz will give us? 50. What did I do for them? when you answer that question immediately, you won't click.
Yeah.
You won't click on that link.
Okay.
And you have so saved yourself. But peradventure, you say, well, I'm a customer of Mercedes. I've bought 2 Mercedes Benz from them before. Maybe they have remembered my name. Today they want to help me. You first of all go to the Mercedes Benz official site online.
Okay.
If Mercedes Benz is doing a promo on their official site, you will see it there first of all. So you do due diligence.
Okay.
If it's a bank, if it's common, even if it's your tailor or whoever, as little as, let's learn to be responsible as a people. This other one that they say, oh, they will call and say you're a member of a meeting. They have almost caught me like 100 times.
Wow.
Yes, because I am either on this platform, that blah blah. So and when you receive the call, if your senses are not alert, you will just fall immediately, because they will tell you the exact words. They will use the exact words that you want to hear.
Okay.
But if you are an active member of any community, immediately you will do a 1-minute rethink. Was any meeting scheduled? Okay, let me ask this. Then you quickly say, okay, fine, you don't quickly call. I said they have almost got me like 100 times. So what I will say is, please, Nigerians, and let's take responsibility for ourselves. The same way we take even our roads, we fix our roads ourselves. There are certain places we live, nobody is coming to fix the road. Neighbors, we gather, put money together, call somebody, they come and tar the road for us, and we pass. Because if you want to talk about Nigeria, we don't want to go to Nigerian agencies. If you want to look at the Nigerian agencies, somebody may come here and arrest us. You get me? But I don't know of how many Nigerian agencies are up and doing to their task. So which of them are we going to call to say, come and hold who? We are seeing the matter of Abakari on the international stage. That's a top cop, a first-class cop. But today he's standing trial under allegations of, is the same cyber Kinyo. No, is the other man, the hush puppy man, is a cyber, is a fraudster, no be so. Trickishly collecting money from people and all of it. So I don't know if we can call on any agency. Am I exonerating the agencies? No. They should do their work. But you see, it is when your leg comes out that you will need help for somebody to bring it in. Let's take responsibility. Let's reset our minds. All of us in Nigeria. Let's help ourselves. Let's help our children, especially the mothers. Because so our children are growing. When I look at my children, I feel for them. I'm like, how are they going to survive this Nigeria now? I know. So let's remember our children. As we remember our children, let's recreate our values so that it will be more comfortable for them. And then I tell you, they will explode, in terms of achievements and all of that. Like I said, there are loads and loads of positive Nigerian news as against the negative. The ones who are not, they are very, their number is small. Yeah.
Okay, comrades.
Okay.
The way out.
I think she has said almost everything, but the way out is by ourselves. The way out is just thinking. You think to solve problem. You don't just do things because I think there's one issue that people have, which is the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Whenever you're scared that if I don't do this thing now, how will I meet up to do my birthday party this week?
Okay.
I'm scared of showing off. The social media is not bad, but the way you use it can make it look bad. But it can never be bad, because most countries, their revenue or their GDP go up as a result of internet or social media.
Yes.
There are people that are world richest today because of what? Innovation. Okay. So you must think right. You must think about solving problems. Think about the right things. Now, everybody has a role to play. You are telling somebody to leave internet fraud. How do you impact on that person? Okay. You should make sure that government bodies, agencies, individuals. For instance, now we have youth, which is Youth Initiative for Leadership, Empowerment and Development. Now, what do we do youth? Where youths who came together, we said we don't engage in different social vices. Okay. How do we impact in each other? How do we bring ideas to help each other? What do we do? We're now thinking of organizing programs. Okay, I know how to do this particular skill. I can do tailoring very well. I can do at least I can do web design, web development, cyber security, and the rest of them. How do I help and impact my fellow youths? Because there's money, for instance, there's money in ICC, there's so much money in ICC. But how do you impact your fellow youths by doing that? So it starts from you. This innovation came, and we tried to sit together and say, we must do these things to impact our fellow youths. And believe me that a lot of youths have joined. We started from just about few people, but now we have so many youths. Some of them we've not even seen before in our life. But they are just focused on, okay, fine. My mind is made up that I want to help myself. I want to grow the right way. I want to do these wrong things. You understand? Because once some person say they want to do the right thing, and you don't give them medium to do it, they get frustrated. Once I want to change for the better, the government is not even giving me help. The government is not giving me aid. No agency is giving me aid. What do I do? If there's no agency or government body or individual to assist these persons, they might fall into the wrong hand. You understand? Then finally, what I also advise is that we should try our best whenever we see anything, seminars, to help ourselves or any initiative geared towards enlightening us. People should not shy away from it. Like, once people see people want to tell them about things, they feel they know everything. But no man is an island of knowledge. You learn every day. People feel they know so much about cyber security that you tell somebody. For instance, most people are feeling that they tell you just Benz or just car or just get 100,000 naira airtime. But most times it's not like that. Most times you just see pop-ups or they just send a message that hear what happened when a pastor accused somebody. And you're so concerned about church, you want to fight, you don't start fighting. And people are so good on social media, they want to fight. You hear something like, hear what happened when a girl or a 16-year-old girl insulted a pastor. You want to go and click and hear what happened. Once you click it, it's taking you. Sometimes you say, hear what happened when, see what happened to Oprah Mini, see what happened to this, you want to see the news. You just click it. It's so, in fact, most times you just say, see what happened. You must see that pop-up, see what happened, hear what happened. Do you believe, can you believe those kind of pop-ups that are so convincing? And you don't want to wait from, you just want to click it. And so we should also be very, very careful for our own security. Attend seminars, learn about these things. Because the more you know, the more you are able to defend yourself from all these attacks. So,
thank you, comrade. And lastly, Sister Hyde.
Okay, I'll begin with the family. Everything boils down. In fact, everything starts and ends with the family.
Your family, okay.
You see, parenting is not about provision. The greatest provision that sustains the mental well-being and the emotional stability of a child is care and relationship. I have never seen a child who enjoyed the relationship from the parents that went wrong. I've never seen. I've never seen. I've seen most of these guys who are into Yahoo, and when I try to get into the private life, how they grew up, I discovered that it's either they're from a dysfunctional home, or they're from a home where the mother is divorced, as in a divorce home, or a home where the parents are area boys. Because you cannot have area boys without area parents. It's only from there. Okay. Then, secondly, you see these parents. I have a mentee whose mom is the first son. The mom, each time you've not made any money, and we sent to school and no result from you and all of that. This boy, almost because he has this spiritual gift, he can see. He was almost tempted to join these evil pastors in the society. If not that I called, I didn't know what made me to call him that day. And he said, "Sir, thank you. You just saved me." And today he's happily married and it's like a problem. The family is really a major problem. We have a project called My Home, My Nation. Because the nation starts from your home. Okay, we're trying to help. We had a case where the mother came to us after finishing training the parents on how to really take care of their children and all of that. Came to us and said, "Thank you. I hated I usually feel so angry over my son." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because of his non-performance and all of that. Sometimes I smash his head on the wall." Wow. That's what the parents were saying. So what am I saying? The family, the home front is a major factor to solve this menace. We can stop these younger ones from joining them. Number two, the church. The church is the major force. Look at when David Ibime came out, made a statement that he cursed the Yahoo in Nigeria and all of that. A pastor in the other states came up on social media and was attacking David again. I was like, wow, are you serious? So the church has the role to play. The CAN and the PFM, they should wake up. They should take care of, clean their house.
And
they sensitize them. Those pastors that are not right, they should close up the churches. If not, the government will do it for them. That one is aside. Then, individuals, we should kill our greed.
Okay.
We don't patronize fraudsters with money. We patronize them with greed.
Of course.
Okay.
That's the truth. Anyone who is not greedy for wealth will not be caught by these fraudsters.
Okay.
Even if they use the jazz.
Okay.
The jazz will only be effective on greedy people. I can share stories, but because of time,
well,
right? They should kill greed. This eagerness to make money fast is not the way. It's the root of all evil. Not just, of course, the love of money. Okay? Then the young men who are involved in this.
Speak to them.
Who is like multiplying 0 by 1 billion.
Okay.
You will get 0.
Yes. Okay.
It means that you who decides to go into Yahoo, you subscribe to a 0 life. Okay? And at the end of the day, whatever you've amassed with regards to wealth, monetary terms, okay, you will definitely lose all of them. At the end of the day, you will also lose your own life. It's a short-term enjoyment. It's not long-term. Come on. Look at others. So what am I trying to say? The creative instinct you've got is powerful, and I celebrate you for it. What I'm telling you is this. You can use that same creative instinct to create wealth that is durable and that will last for you. I want to end with this. A time will come, you're also going to realize or identify the major assets in your life. And let me tell you one of them if you've not known. The greatest asset any man will ever have, and he should cherish it, is peace of mind. Whatever you're doing that you know will steal your peace in the future and has already stolen your peace now, you know that it's going to give you a great nosediving effect at the end of the day. So use that same mind, use that same creative instinct, and solve problems. That is where wealth lies. It's in solving problems. Okay? So I want to encourage you. What you're doing right now is evil. Just look for a way to come out and subscribe to the right means, and you're going to enjoy your life at the end of the day.
Thank you, Mr. Ike. I'd like to hear from Mrs. Ivy.
Please. There is nothing like jazz. Can we stop promoting that and stop believing it?
Okay.
There is nothing like jazz. It's all manipulations, okay? Because if that thing is a thing that works, is a power that works and is actually in existence, it will be sustained over time.
Okay.
It's all manipulation. It's just like the magicians that we see. Yeah, we go to shows now, and the magician it's just a manipulation of the mind. It's just a manipulation. So please, don't, when they now you say, oh, it's because they jazz me. There is no such thing as jazz. That they say juju, this, that. I don't believe there is any such. I've been around here for quite some time on this earth, and I can say that there is no such thing as jazz. There are several situations where we say, oh, it be like say they jazz this person, it be like say they jazz. But when you sit down and take a proper look, you will find that there are emotions in us that lead us. Temperaments that we have that lead us to be so controlled, by X, Y, Z. That's my take, please.
Thank you. You have one more, 50 seconds.
Okay. What I would just say is that everything within life is committed to God, because I think He's the author and finisher of our faith. Okay. You understand? One thing I'll tell people is that if you want to be rich in life, you must have a source. You understand? If a fish gives water, the fish is bound to die. So once you leave your source, you fall into wrong hand. However you've gone, however far you've gone, you understand, there is always hope.
Okay.
So please, I would advise everybody who have been engaged one way or another, both the youths and those who are supporting them. Because every youth has somebody that might be supporting them. Okay. And most other people might even be moving their money or using their money or passing their money through these persons. You understand? Okay. Because, for instance, we have cryptocurrency. Most persons now, you see, it's very difficult for you to catch a Yahoo somebody that's inside Yahoo, because the money will not be in the bank account anymore. It's inside cryptocurrency. That cryptocurrency is somebody's innovation. Now, you as a Yahoo boy, you're using cryptocurrency, which is somebody's thinking, to hide the money inside it. Why can't you think about doing your own?
Okay.
You understand? We have bigger companies that deal on cryptocurrency, but there are also smaller companies that deal on cryptocurrency. So please, instead of doing the wrong thing, engage yourself spiritually. Let God help you. You understand?